Guys, the chicken is here. We are back today with another Boom Beach video. In today's video, guys, this is installment number 2 of The Chicken is Away and not currently playing Warships. So today we're going to talk about the Laser Ranger. We're going to do a little guide on how to use the Laser Ranger. This is a very new troop. Currently we're in Season 41, which is the first Warship season we've actually had the Laser Ranger. And we've only had the troop out for like 2 months now. So everyone's still learning how to use the troop, where they're most viable, are they good, are they not good. So we're going to get into all that and more. And if you want to see more videos like this one, and if you enjoyed the last one on the heavy choppers, make sure you leave a like on the video, guys, then I know that you like it. And you want to see more, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And of course, I appreciate it if you throw in that code chicken in the shop. So with that being said, let's get into this how-to guide. So the Laser Ranger is a tricky one because the Laser Rangers are extremely strong, but they're extremely fragile, right? They're very hard to keep alive. So we're going to go over some of the best ways, then show you some of the best ways on how we can actually do that. Now, difference between the Laser Ranger and the heavy choppers we were talking about before, Laser Ranger is a permanent troop. The first permanent troop we've seen in a very long time. In regards to the main base. Now, does that mean that they're going to be in every Warship season? Technically, it should, but you know, we'll see what happens. So let's go over some of the just basic stuff here first, then we'll get into how we use them high level in Warships. And again, for those of you Warship vets out there, leave your best tips and tricks down below in the comments because I'm sure there's stuff I'm going to skip over. This is a new troop. We're all still learning, you know, the best ways to use it. So some of the best comments, be on the lookout for those. I'll definitely pin the ones that help out other people. So the Laser Ranger is the 9th troop to unlock the game. It's unlocked at HQ level 19. The Laser Ranger has moderate speed, high DPS, very few hit points. I threw the very on there because it becomes apparent. I've used them a few times. They have very few hit points and medium range, as if between Zuka and tank. So they don't even have as much range as a Zuka. Visual appearance, right there. They don't change per level, so that's it. Offensive strategy. So since Laser Rangers have quite a few hit points, they need to be covered with more enduring troops, such as heavy scorchers or mechs. You wouldn't use them with mechs because their range and the speed of the mechs, the Rangers are just going to blow by them and they're just going to explode and die. So you can use them with scorchers, you can use them with heavies and heavy choppers mainly, right? Yeah. So the wiki suggests using 1 or 2 boats of medics. I mean, that can be viable, but I find, you know, if the Laser Rangers are taking any damage at all, it's kind of game over for them. So, yeah. And like we said with mechs, it's not recommended to even use tanks with Laser Rangers since the Rangers are almost the same. Not that mechs have range, but mechs are slower. So, I mean, just something else to not use them with just because they have a lot of health. And Laser Rangers are extremely prone to mortars, rocket launchers, machine guns, and 2 mines will kill them at max level, at least in Warships this season. I'm not too sure about the main base, but so the Laser Ranger is essentially, it's a portable walking lasertron. So it's basically the lady that drives the lasertron with a laser rifle, right? Try to place them so that the trajectory of the beams touches a large number of buildings, focusing on shock launchers and other dangerous defensive structures for them. So that's how you get the most value out of them. You get a big group of them, and they're shooting down a whole straight line of defenses because they'll take out 4, 5, 6, 7 lines depending on how stacked together they are, right? That's the big benefit of them. And we saw this in Season 41 when we had those clustered 4ER and 5ER bases. Once we were able to get enough troop damage behind the Laser Rangers, they just ripped right through them. And, you know, the thing is, again, they're hard to control. If you can control them, you can, you know, you can go as far as you want with them. All right, so defensive strategy, splash damage mines. No upgrade difference visually, but the Laser Ranger's hit points will increase by approximately 6%, excluding upgrade from level 1 to level 2, where only 1 hit point is added, and DPS by 15 or 16, and training cost by 1,000 gold. So Laser Ranger's weapon similar to Lasertron. We can see at max level here, they're only going to have 557 hit points, which is basically almost one-shotted by any sort of splash defense. Their DPS is 647. Damage per shot, a whopping 41,408. So that's the thing. High risk, very high risk, very high reward type of troop. So that's the stats. That's the stats, which is interesting to see for sure. But let's go over how we actually use them in the game over here. So we can actually do this. We can load them up on the main base here, I believe. And so we'll do that. Oh, do we have actual lasertrons? That's confusing. So we have lasertrons and the laser ladies. But we'll show you some of these hits. We'll do one hit like this, and then we'll show you how we use them in warships. Very, very different. Basically, it's all, you know, it all comes down to the landing for the lasertrons, right? Or the laser rangers. If you're able to keep them alive off the start, you can usually get, look at how goofy these low-level critter launchers look. You can usually get some pretty good damage done with them. So, for example, this guy, I think what we want to do is come straight down the middle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a Scorcher here, Everspark in the middle. Then we're going to go like this, throw everybody out in the middle. And we just got to be fast at this point, right? We got to be able to take out all the mines before they get there. Really got to preemptively shock everything that's going to get in the way. One thing that I like to do is just simply reflare them, just like that. Because we need to keep them all together. We need to keep them all shooting at the same thing if we are going to maximize their damage. And this is kind of how they work. So they come out of the... Again, it's all about the drop. It's all about the drop. That's really like the only thing that matters. If you can get the drop down, then you're going to be good to go. And you're going to know if it's a good attack or if it's not a good attack, essentially right out of the gates. So even though we had an awesome start, look at that. Look at that mortar just ripping through them. Even though we had a great start, they are starting to fizzle out almost a little bit. And it's going to be tough to take this one down. I like Everspark with them because then you know... oh, we still got a shock launcher over there. Whoops. Let's take that down real quick. Thankfully, enough left for one artillery. But yeah, I like Everspark with them because she's just constantly drawing out those critters, which just distract everything. And yeah, you know, it looked like game over right out of the gates here. But this is a very common thing to happen to laser rangers. You think you're doing good until you're doing not so good. And then you fizzle out just like that. So let's jump over to warships, and we'll show you guys how we can use them over there. Admittedly, I'm not the greatest on the main base, so yeah. You would take more stuff with them, ideally, right? All right, so here's how we're using them. Right now we're in Season 41. So let's slow it down here a little bit. This is a pretty common 70R base layout. Now, what we want to do is, again, what's going to kill them? Mortar's going to kill them. Rockets are going to kill them on the side. So we just got to make sure that we've cleared out a really nice path for them to go. And then we can do that with our bombers by flaring this mortar. So once the mortar goes down, then we're almost ready to throw in our laser rangers right here. I like to throw them in with Kavan. And then just make sure that we're keeping that front line boosted up. But you'll see right here, so their range is a lot shorter than a bombardier, right? So a couple things happened really quickly right there. The heavies either got shocked or hit a shock mine or something. I think they hit a shock mine. So that's extremely problematic because the laser rangers are going to run up to the very front of the line. And yes, they're going to do a lot of damage. But if there's no building for them to lock onto, they're just going to simply run over to the next one, whatever's available. They're going to go, they're going to get crushed by this mortar. They're going to run this way. We need to keep them centered as possible. That's what I try to do on the reflare on the main base attack. But you see how quickly this can really get away from you, get out of hand. But yeah, if we can keep a few of them up, where the laser rangers really shine are against the critter launchers because they will decimate those critters that come out of the critter launchers almost instantaneously. So if you're getting hung up, that's why I'm using them. Because if you don't use them, you know, the problem is the bombers, they get hung up on the critter launchers, right? So, you know, they'll get stuck on them, and the laser rangers won't. So it's like we got to spend all this GBE to keep them alive, and then you can actually get through the attack and get through the base a lot faster. So there's some tips and tricks on how to use the laser rangers, guys. I do hope that helps you out. Like I said at the beginning of the video, if any of you guys out there are really good with them, throw some comments with your tips and tricks on how to use them. in the comment section there, and I'll pin them up for everybody to see. But that's kind of a basic, overall thing on how we want to use the Laser Rangers. So hope you guys enjoy. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. As always, thank you so much for watching. That is going to wrap up the video today. Make sure to leave a like if you found it interesting, entertaining, or informative. Catch the next one, guys. Check it out. Back.